Angelo. When you learn, teach, and when you get, give. Welcome to Conversations with Verdel Jones. I'm your host, Verdel Jones. Being an educator at heart, I'm dedicated to sharing conversations that inform and enlighten in the hopes that you learn something you may not have known. We have an awesome show planned for you today, so thank you for tuning in. Make sure you share this video so everyone can check it out. We have a lot of information that we're going to share with you today. Because I want to get started, we have two great guests today. We have Kyle Pompey. He is from Baltimore. He's a photographer. We also have Victoria Elizabeth Stanton. She's in studio, and we're going to be talking to both of them this evening. So before we get started, there was a couple of things that I want to make sure that I mention to you guys. The first thing is the Youth Elevation Award. So if we could just show the flyer for the Youth Elevation Awards. This is Saturday, April 7th, 2008. It's an afternoon highlighting outstanding youth from the area. So we're in the Long Island area. So this is for our Long Island students. There's a buffet, a lunch, live entertainment. And what's going on here are people are making nominations for students that are at least, up to the age of 18 that have demonstrated overcoming a great challenge or outstanding accomplishment. So if you know of a youth that fits that criteria, the information is on the flyer. You can contact Alicia Figueroa Lambert, and she can, you can make that connection with her. So just to let you guys know about that. The event is also to support children of incarcerated parents. So the proceeds for this will go to that as well. So make sure you check that out, the Youth Elevation Awards. We also, we're always looking for sponsors for the Conversations with Verdel Jones show. So to keep this show going, we need sponsors. We need some money. We need to keep it going. So my contact information is on there. Cassandra's contact information is on there. So if you have an upcoming event, just like I mentioned the Youth Elevation Awards, if you have something like that coming up and you want to highlight that on our show, you can contact me or Cassandra. And like I said, the contact information is there. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about. Now, I am so excited because we are having an event on June 10th, and it's called the Write, Rhyme, and Recite Collective, celebrating young poets and highlighting authors. So we are looking for, there's a couple of things that I want to mention about this. We are looking for authors to participate in the event, and the authors will be presenting their books, signing and selling their books, but we're also looking for students to apply for a poetry slam contest. So what'll happen is students will apply online. They'll upload a video of themselves reciting poetry. Then we will select the top 3 students to come to the Write, Rhyme, and Recite Collective to compete for first, second, and third prize. Top prize is $1,500. So we are looking for, like I said, authors. We're looking for students. We are looking for sponsors for that as well. So if you guys are interested in supporting our students, please make sure you check out the information. You can find it on deliteach.com. You can also find information on my Facebook page, DeliTeach, and all the specifics about the program will be there. And again, we are looking for sponsors for that as well. So we hope you guys, can support those efforts. Like I said, we have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of upcoming events. As a matter of fact, our first guest, Victoria Elizabeth Stanton, is going to be talking about an event that she has coming up, and I'm so excited about this event. So what we're going to do is I want to introduce Victoria to you. Welcome back. As you can see, I have our first guest here, Victoria Elizabeth Stanton. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We are so excited to have her in studio. We always love it when we have live guests in studio. And we're just going to get right to it. You're a business owner, you're a publisher, you're an editor. You have an upcoming event, which we're going to talk about, which I am super, super, super excited about. And you're a very busy woman. You have a lot of things going on. We first met, I believe, on Facebook through the various groups. There's Black Long Island, Black Women Promote, and I think we probably connected through Positive Queens, Facebook group. All these groups, and we talk about them a lot on the show because I think they're so important to connect people. So I wanted to have you on to talk a little bit about your upcoming event, the Got Curl Expo 18. But before we do that, you're also an entrepreneur as well.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about who you are and how you became an entrepreneur, and what was like the thing that sent you over the edge to say, you know what, I want to be in business for myself.
Well, really, I spent most of my career in finance, either in like a credit risk position and or like underwriting, and I always found myself at a table like this, and I was the only girl or I was the only brown girl there, and I was constantly questioned, even though I had a lot of good ideas and a lot of things that I could change for the better, but I was only looked at as, oh, hey, you know, she's a young girl. She doesn't know as much as she thinks she does. So after many years doing that, I actually had a layoff, which was kind of like, all right, this seems like
the perfect opportunity, right?
Perfect timing for me to kind of pick things up and make things my own.
Right.
And I had a lot of colleagues who either looked to me as, you know, oh, she's so brilliant, she's such a trendsetter, and then I had the ones who were like, you need to just kind of conform, and being an entrepreneur, you make your own way.
That's right. That's right. So, you make your own decisions. And that's so interesting that you say that, because I think a lot of times, especially women of color, in the workplace, you're devalued.
Absolutely.
You know, and then what happens is the ideas that you come up with suddenly become someone else's ideas.
That happened many a times, many a times.
So, you know, sometimes it takes something to shift in your life. Like you said, you had a layoff.
Absolutely.
I've spoken to a lot of individuals who have that happen to them, and they say, you know what, this is the perfect opportunity for me to take charge and do my own thing.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, definitely. So we were talking off set, and I think your daughter or son, you have a 13-month-old.
So I have three. I have a 13-month-old, and then I have two girls, 9 and 10.
Okay. So we're going to be talking about your event, but you are a busy woman, as I said in the beginning. How do you juggle all of that as a mother with 3 young children, basically a newborn, the 13th month, you might as well say that. How do you juggle that?
It's not easy, I'll tell you that. The most important thing to know is whatever you're doing, your kids are watching you.
Right.
So if you're going to, take time away from them or, give your time to other things, make sure you're doing it for good reason, and that they can, in the 5-10 years from now, that they can look back and say, wow, my mom was really amazing because she was able to juggle all these things. She didn't sleep, because they know I don't sleep.
You just kept it moving.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. And I'm at every PTA meeting. I'm the coach for their cheerleading team.
All right.
I'm involved in my community. So I do it all. I don't sleep a lot, but I feel like I have a purpose, and I'm really starting to come into my purpose, and it's amazing.
It's a good feeling, right?
It is.
You know what? As a mom, I'm my children are older, but I was a working mom, and sometimes you feel that a sense of guilt because you're doing all of these things. And I remember, during that phase, I kind of had to take a step back and say, you know what, I'm not going to feel guilty about this because I'm the only mother they have, and they're seeing me grinding. They're seeing me getting stuff done and working, hard and going to school or whatever it is, and they'll respect that.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of, for all your moms out there, you shouldn't feel guilty about what you do, because it's for the good of your family, and they need to see that.
Absolutely. I mean, even growing up myself, my mom, she wasn't an entrepreneur, but she worked in Manhattan, and we lived in Long Island.
Oh, wow.
So, this is 4 hours commute before she even gets home, and she cooked and she did everything else she needed to do. So that kind of set the pace.
Yeah.
So there's no excuses.
That's right.
There's no excuses.
I will say with the cooking, I felt guilty about that, and I had to let that go too, because my mom would cook, and she worked every single night. There was a hot meal on the table. I'm like, you know what? I'm not that mom.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Listen, there's a lot of alternatives
That's
too.
right.
There's
That's right.
those meal preps that you can do. I do
That's
a
right.
lot of meal prep on Sunday now.
Right.
But there's some programs out there that you can get a meal in a box and they're fresh food and it's good.
It is. I do the same thing. So tell us a little bit about your business. We do have it's Stanton Business Solutions.
Yeah.
We have a screenshot of your website. So if we could show just the screenshot of the website. Tell me a little bit about your business and what you guys, what you offer, what kind of services you offer, and what do you do?
Well, I consider myself as like a startup or small business support.
Okay.
I found myself
support.
Amongst a lot of entrepreneurs. I know a lot of entrepreneurs.
Okay.
And a lot of them just, you're trying to do a million things and you're a one-man show.
Yes.
You can't possibly do it.
No,
you can't
cannot.
be your social media manager, your marketing manager, your bookkeeper. You can't be all these people. So I started this based on I knew a lot of entrepreneurs who needed these type of services.
Right.
So I offer a number of things from administration, bookkeeping, social media management.
Okay.
Especially starting up, a lot of people don't know the things that they're supposed to have, like if, as a retail business, setting you up on, retail software and managing your customers, different things like that.
Right, and that is such a great business to be in, because you're making money from that business, but you're helping people also.
And I'm all about helping people.
Yeah, absolutely. I know as a business owner, fledgling business owner. It's very difficult, like you said. I'm a one-woman show, and I have the support of my family. My husband works with me, my kids, they're involved in media, so they help a lot. But that day to day and those late night hours when you're thinking of things to do and how to get it out, and social media is such a big part of it. And I'm on social media, but I don't think I'm on it the right way, and I have no idea if
we'll talk after.
Okay. Because it's very challenging. What platform do you use? Should I be on Instagram, or should I be on Twitter or Facebook, or are people seeing my ads? We were talking also about a GoFundMe that I have for the event that I have.
Right.
People comment on everything else, but they don't comment on that GoFundMe.
Right, that GoFundMe is scary. It's like that extra collection plate that goes around on Sunday. You're like, I don't know.
Right, it just goes on by, So, that's the interesting thing about, social media and being in business for yourself. Really knowing how to work, because it's hard. It's not an easy thing.
It is, and remembering, to pay the light bill. And
right, exactly.
I need to make sure I, reconcile my books for the month, and then I got to post my event that I'm having next week.
Right.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. And one of the things too, just to dive into it a little bit more, I think a lot of entrepreneurs are, and I'm speaking for myself, I'm involved in a lot of different things because I have a lot of different passions, and I think sometimes it's hard to put it all in one package. Right. Like what am I? And I think that really, when you're passionate about a lot of different things, it's hard to separate or put it together,
I know that was hard for me as well. A lot of people said, you have to have a niche. You can't just, well, my niche is I don't have a niche.
Right.
That's
what it is.
I like a lot of different things, and I interact with a lot of different people. So to kind of put myself in a box would be,
Yeah, exactly. And why not share whatever gifts you have? Right. You have more than one gift. So yeah, it's a challenge. So I'm glad there are people like you that actually, help individuals with their businesses. You also do publishing and editing. So what type of publishing do you do?
Yes, so I publish a weekly newsletter for Macaroni Kid, it's called.
Okay.
It's a family-friendly newsletter. I actually do the Glen Cope Syosset area.
Okay.
And we post everything from events, product reviews, we take trips and different things like that. It's really been a blessing to me and to the people. I've been able to give free tickets to carnivals and different things like that too. And I'm actually starting my own blog, but we'll get to that.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right, cool. So How can people get to the macaroni? It's Macaroni Kid.
Yeah.
How can they get to that?
So I'm on Facebook. It's Macaroni Kid, Glen Cove Syosset. And then the website is glencove.macaronikid.com.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, because I looked into that. I wasn't, and I got to the site and I did see some information on there. So I just wanted to see how that kind of, just came together and what your role was.
One of my many hats.
Okay. Right. Exactly. Like you're saying, you don't put yourself in a box, you know. So let's go to the Got Curl Expo. I am excited. Can we please show the Got Curl Expo? It's Saturday, March 31st. It's the Saturday before Easter.
Yes.
I have my tickets already, and I know tickets are selling fast.
Yes.
So I am excited about this event. If you could just explain to people what it is, why you wanted to do it, how did you even think of the concept, and what you hope to get out of it?
Well, to be honest, it kind of grew from a frustration. So I have, my hair is natural. My two daughters, they have natural, beautiful hair. But all three of us have different textured hair. So mine is some weird in between curly and wavy. My oldest daughter, Amira, she has like a very loose curl. It's more fine and it's a lot more manageable.
Right.
And it's very, it holds a lot of moisture. So her hair is never, ever dry.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Because curly hair is,
tends to be
dry.
Yeah.
Exactly, which is very frustrating. That moisture, consistently, you have to, keep your hair moisturized. But anyway, go ahead.
Right. And so I think because of her looser wave pattern, too, it helps retain some of that moisture. Now, my younger daughter has a very, very tight curl, and she has a thickness. It's like parting the Red Sea.
Right.
When it's time to do her hair.
Right.
And her hair is always kind of thirsty.
It's right. Okay.
Yeah. So 3 different textures. That means we
that
all
really
need to use different products.
Right.
So over the years, just finding the right things. What shampoo works for her? What shampoo works for me? What conditioner? What, because with natural hair too, it's a daily fight.
Yeah, it is a daily fight, right?
It really is. And knowing what to use on, especially even the seasons are changing now.
Right.
So now we're going into summer.
Yeah, it's different, right? Your hair is more, it holds more moisture in the summer. It's like your skin,
Right.
Your skin is super dry in the wintertime. In the summer, it's amazing how different it is. So your hair, I guess, is similar.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So that, and then I actually have all nieces. So they all have curly hair. So we kind of all share little, this has been working for me. And then I have some friends who have been transitioning from perm to natural, which I never had to really go through because I've always kind of been natural.
Oh, okay. Oh, lucky you. That's great. Okay.
I did try for prom. I did do my edges. I did a little perm on my edges, but other than that, I've been natural. So, all of us kind of been sharing trade secrets and different things. Oh, I've been watching this YouTube or this Instagram girl, and it's like, hey, this stuff tends to come to New York City, and Brooklyn, and I'm like, there are a ton of minorities on Long Island. That's right. Why not bring something here? So being the trendsetter that I am, I said I'm going to make something come here, and it's going to be my own. So that's how it happened.
Yeah, really. I mean it's fabulous. Like you said, there's always something, and so there's always something going on in the city, and like you said, Brooklyn, all the time that has to do with all of this. And bringing it to Long Island is amazing and awesome. Were you nervous about bringing it to Long Island and people receiving it and coming to it? How did I know I would have been like, oh man, nobody's going to come because nobody comes to events on Long Island. How did you get past that?
I thought about that. That was one of my hang-ups. And then I said, if I'm going to do it, I have to make it worth it. I have to make everyone want to come.
Yes.
So what's going to make people come? So I kind of had to brainstorm and really dig deep and figure out a way to pull people to this event. And so far, it's been received. I mean, the first time I put out the flyer, I had 500 likes on Facebook.
Wow.
So it's being well received. I had no problem finding vendors in the beginning.
Exactly. Yeah. Can we show the sponsors, the Curl Expo sponsors, because that's one of the things that, and you posted this not that long ago on social media, and I'm looking at this list and I'm saying, what? this is crazy. You were able to get all these sponsors to participate in the event.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing. And, you know, I think with creating events also, you know, we were talking about niche, you know, with this event, it's very specific, you know, so you targeted the right individuals to participate in the event, which I love.
And I had to, you know, I had to do I used my financial background and really did some analytics on Long Island, the minority population.
Okay, all right. And you work with data.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it was very data driven how I pitched, hey, this is an untapped market here on Long Island. We're going to Target.
That's right.
We're going to our local, you know, hair salons. A lot of hair salons on the island sell their own products, or a lot of these product sponsors that we have up here.
Right.
You know, why not have them buy directly from the vendors here?
From the vendors, right? Exactly. How hard was it to organize it, and do you have a team? Because we talked about you know, being a one-man show, one-woman show. Do you have a team that kind of helped you put this together?
My husband is my team.
Thank God for husbands.
Yeah, thank God for husbands. At John Jiggs, check him out. He is really amazing. He's helped a lot. But for the most part, this is my baby. This is the first year. I couldn't imagine entrusting anyone else other than myself.
Okay.
So maybe next year I have a team. I do have my best friend, Nikia Smith.
Okay.
She'll be there the day of just to, you know, kind of, she'll be my shrink that day. But yeah, I had to make sure it was done correctly, so I'm doing it on myself. But next year, I've already gotten sponsorship for next year.
Oh, that's awesome.
To keep it going annually
awesome.
on the island.
That is awesome. And you know, with the team, like when we had our first event, the Author Showcase back in November, my best friend, two of my best friends came. Another friend, she helped out too. But they were in the facility. They were rearranging chairs. They were coordinating. So, I mean, on the day of, you have to have at least some people.
At least one support person.
The greeter,
you
somebody.
You go over there,
That's
I'll
right.
go over there. Yeah. Divide and conquer.
That's right. So you have, you already shared a little bit of information. You're going to have another Got Curl Expo next year. Are you planning any other type of events?
Yes. Okay, there'll actually be a Got Curl cruise.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and as well as I am coming out with my own blog just for curly and brown and black women.
Okay.
And then next year there'll be a couple additional events on top of the Got Curl Expo, but you'll have to wait.
Oh, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
We can show the Got Curl does have a and I'm pointing because it's on the screen, is a website, so you guys can check out the website. And can you just share with individuals how they can go about getting tickets to the event?
Oh, sure. At Got Curl Expo on Instagram as well as on Facebook. You can actually put in the hashtag Got Curl Expo, and all the information should come up. We're on Facebook and Instagram, and then as well as the website www.2018gotcurlexpo.weebly.com.
Great. And you know, my another question I wanted to ask, as far as, you know, you said you did the analytics for, you know, the Long Island. What did that information kind of, were you surprised by the information you found out when you kind of researched?
Very.
And what was what were you surprised about?
Well, just the population on Long Island.
Okay.
There's over 5 million people on Long Island.
Okay.
And to think that almost, I would say it's close to 2 million and something, I forgot the exact number, minorities like that consider themselves black.
Okay, 2 million.
Yeah.
2 million?
Yeah, close to 2 million.
Really?
That consider themselves black.
That's interesting.
Not that marked black on the census.
Okay,
yeah.
that's I would have not thought that.
Yeah. So to think that, you know, all these product and vendors and distributors are not really out here.
Wow.
Like
This is an untapped market, and you got a jump start. on
I
it.
do. I do. You got to be patient and.
So, what do you hope for the Got Curl Expo 18? What do you hope people get out of it? What do you hope happens at the event, or what you know is going to happen at this event?
I know the event will be very successful
Yes.
because I know who will be there. What I want people to be able to do is buy from Black and brown vendors, distributors, businesses. We will have some vendors that are not just hair care. We have skin care. We have a couple. Black Girl NYC actually just joined on. They have all like melanin enthused. It's a lifestyle brand, so they have a lot of shirts and things like that. I hope that people can find the products that we need because, as you know, for our melanin, it's sometimes hard to find the right things. But if it's a Black business owner, who's going to know you better than yourself?
Exactly. So I like the skincare part of it. And there are also going to be demonstrations there,
Yes.
right? I looked at the itinerary to see what was going on. And we talked about products and how we can get overwhelmed by products. So it's nice to have people there to actually be able, you can test or whatever, if the product may work for you. So
and we have a ton of things. Anyone who will be attending the expo, we have a ton of samples, and I have full size and a little bit bigger than trial size, so you'll be able to really try.
Right. It's not like a little tube.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I have a couple of.
You have a couple of those. I understand.
Definitely.
Good. So I want to thank you so much for being a guest on the show. It was so nice meeting you in person. We were just talking about like how you meet people virtually, but you don't meet them in person. Yeah. And we've passed, like you said,
we've been friends for like 2 years.
Exactly. So it's finally nice to get to meet you. I'm excited about this event. Just one more time, if you could tell people how to contact you in reference to your your business and the Curl Expo. We have a contact page up there, but if you could just let people know how to, no, I don't think I have the contact, so let people know how to get in touch with you.
Oh, sure. You can call me at 631-896-7223. The email is gotcurlexpo18@gmail.com. And then again, it's at gotcurlexpo on Instagram and Facebook, and then hashtag gotcurlexpo if you're looking to see the vendors or to see who's going.
All right. Well, again, I want to thank you. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to Kyle's going to be on the line. You know what? Let's just run the parent agent again. I mean, who doesn't love the parent agent?
How do I get my child into the best college? Why is early planning imperative in the college process? In her new book, The Parent Agent, Verdel Jones answers these questions and more. What does it mean to be a parent agent? As a parent agent, you represent your child to help them get into the college of their choice. Strategies learned in this book will help you create opportunities for your child that will develop them into successful individuals. Verdel Jones is an experienced educator with over 20 years' experience. She has personally visited hundreds of college campuses and holds extensive knowledge about the higher education selection process and has helped hundreds of students. She has also successfully been a parent agent for her own children. In her new book, The Parent Agent, you will be given concrete information on how to visit colleges, learn why knowing your child is critical in finding the right college, understand why starting early can make all the difference in keeping your child on track for higher education, gain an understanding of the financial aid process, and discover steps needed to financially plan for college expenses. You will also receive useful resources and checklists to keep you organized and focused. All of this information and more is contained in Verdel Jones's new book, The Parent Agent. So let this book be your guide through the college process to get to the end goal, your child enrolling into the college of their choice. To get your copy of The Parent Agent, go to deliteach.com and order your book today.
Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. We just had an awesome guest in studio, Victoria Elizabeth Stanton. Make sure you get your tickets if you have not, because I think they're close to sold out, to the Got Curl Expo on March 31st. And the event is in Plainview, Plainview. Okay. So we have our next guest coming up. Before we go to that, I just want to remind everybody that you just saw a video of The Parent Agent. Just to remind you, I am the author of The Parent Agent, How to Represent Your Child and Get Them into the College of Their Choice. This book is my personal and professional perspective on the college process. And I really wanted to share with parents how to navigate that process from an early age. How getting to know your child is important, the college visit, all of that. So if you guys have a student that is anywhere from 9th grade, 9, 10, 11, even 8th grade, this book is the perfect book for you to kind of set them up and get them involved in the things they need to be involved in to help them get into the college of their choice. So we are so excited to have Kyle on the line. We're going to be showing some of his photographs. We're going to be talking about his book. So Kyle, I want to welcome you to the Verdel Jones Show.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Thank you. Thank you. I have been, preparing for the show. I've been taking a look at all of the amazing artistry in your photographs that you do. And I really want to, talk to you about why photography to become a photojournalist. And I also want you to explain what organic photojournalist is.
Okay. I kind of stumbled into photography. I wanted to get a shot of a bird, so I had to buy a camera that was good enough to get close, and then somebody sold me with it, and kind of snowballed into what I'm doing now. I would say I'm an organic photojournalist because I try not to stage shots or prompt anybody to do anything. I just want to capture what's naturally going on. So right. I would consider that, organic. Even if I'm working with a client one-on-one, I try not to give, much direction because I want them to be who they are, and I just want to capture that.
Right. It's like capturing the moment.
Exactly. And I'm not, I'm a photographer, but I'm not the best at posing people. So, I had to figure it out quick. I was like, all right, let me just capture them. And, it works. So people love seeing how they are in the moment, without me trying to make them an actor or an actress.
Right. You know what? That's interesting that you say that because, photography really has changed through the years. When I look at our wedding photos, we've been married almost 30 years, and I take a look at our album. Everything is staged, and I look at my parents' album. It's the same way. But you look at a wedding album, they are so different. It's that's evolved over the years. Is it because the younger generation is doing it differently? What do you think is the shift in that?
I'm gonna say social media. These days, people are intrigued by lifestyles.
Right.
So showing fun in your life is what's popping.
Right. Right. So those static photos, they don't work anymore.
No.
Yeah.
No. You have to get your formal shots after the ceremony, but other than that, I don't even really want you to look at the camera. I tell people, I say, just, know I'm here, but forget that I'm here.
Right.
That makes any sense.
Right. As a matter of fact, we had a young photographer on our show a couple of weeks ago, and he shot my husband's 50th birthday party. And the shots that he got were very similar in what you're talking about. It was people dancing. It was people, engaging. And it was really cool just to see the different, shots that he was able to capture exactly the way that you're saying it.
Right. You want to be able to tell a story at the end of the day without you having to be there to narrate it.
Right. And like you said, it is a story. You've been getting a lot of media attention, around your work. You were, and I think I found this online. It was the Young Gifted edition. And if you can explain a little bit about that, because the media coverage that you're getting, how does it feel for people to recognize, your talent?
It feels good, especially like when it's somebody that I don't know at all. Like people always ask me, like, you do so much and you work for this person and you do this and you do that. Like, how do you feel? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, all I'm doing is what I can do. But when I hear people talk about my work, for instance, I had a gallery exhibit open on the 15th at the Reginald F. Lewis Museum. It's an African American museum in Baltimore.
Very nice.
I got to hear like people actually talk about the images, and I can just see the passion behind what they were saying, and that's when I realized that what I was doing is making an impact. So I would say that, you know, people admiring my work, you know, that lets me know how I'm doing.
Right. And what was it like to be in the issue of the Young, Gifted, and Woke?
Oh, that was really cool. That was really cool because I only knew one person that was a part of that. So being able to be amongst other people from different places, that was really cool.
Nice. So you own your own business. You are the owner of Nice Shot Media, LLC.
Yes.
So as an entrepreneur, what are some of the, we had an entrepreneur on just earlier, what are some of the challenges that you face being an entrepreneur, and what made you make the decision to want to be an entrepreneur?
The last job that I had took up so much of my time that it didn't really allow me to be creative.
Right.
So I had to make a decision. Like, should I follow my creativity and my passion, or should I just try to be comfortable? And one of the quotes in my book is, "How could you want to go through life without challenging yourself?" Right. And that comfort, you know, that level of comfort that you get with a check, that's not the challenge that I'm looking for. So I had to jump ship.
Right.
And once I put all of my time and all of my energy into my passion,
things started happening.
It became so fruitful that you know I really didn't even have to look back.
Right. We have some photos, Kyle, that I want to show our viewers. There's some wedding. So, which I love, the alter ego shot. So we're just going to show those in the background. But it's while we're doing that, it's very interesting that you said, you know, your job that you had was taking up too much of your time, and you had to make that decision. You know, I speak with a lot of entrepreneurs, and it's the same kind of thing that they talk about, and it's scary, I'm sure. Scared or nervous about going on your, leaving that 9 to 5?
I'm not even gonna lie. Before I actually made that leap, I had to kind of like map out how much I needed to make every month in order to like just to survive. And then like once I felt comfortable with knowing that I can make that, it was like, all right, I'm going.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I didn't even have a chance to think about it. Like, once I quit that job, like, business just kept flowing in because I'm doing more work. People are seeing it. It's snowballing into more work. And my availability just made that possible.
Exactly.
I mean, it's only one way to make an unlimited amount of money, and that's working for yourself.
Right.
Or working a job with commission, but imagine the time that you had to put into all of that, you know, trying to make that commission.
Right.
A 9 to 5, you know, a boss, and it's not unfair, but a boss can only pay you what they can afford to pay.
That's right.
Nothing more. And you know, either you're gonna go for it or you're not.
Right. And it frees up your time. I'm sorry. It frees it. You know, I think that's key, and I think a lot of people who are trying to make that decision, whether or not they should, you know, be on their own or not, it frees up your time to do what you're passionate about, and in freeing up that time, you're able to work it. You're able to get your business going. You're able to, you know, get customers or clients or what have you, and explore different options. So I just applaud you for, you know, taking that leap of faith and really working your passion.
Thank you.
Yeah. Speaking of passion, I want to talk about your book, Perspective Baltimore. So this book came out in November of 2017. I think we have I just want to show people a screenshot of Kyle's book. Tell me, and it's been getting great reviews. Tell me a little bit about what your book, Perspective Baltimore, is about.
It's a book that I created to spark dialogue in children, mostly. I mean, anybody can use it. Anybody can use it, but it was inspired by a class, a high school class of kids who their teacher, they used my pictures for a Socratic seminar. Okay. And when I went up there and heard them give their perspective on these images, I was just blown away, and I just wanted to see more of that. And they just spoke so freely, and their eyes were lit up because they could relate to these pictures. So I created a book that could do that, and it's really been doing good. Well, like I have 3 classes that I teach it at in 3 different schools around Baltimore, and the kids really love it. Like they really love it. So I'm happy about that.
So the classes that you're teaching the students are based on, in your book, Perspective Baltimore, there's photographs and things like that. Are there stories in the book as well? And how are the classes structured for students?
It's basically a photo book with room for them to write their perspectives on the pictures.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, awesome. So what it really is a way to just capture their attention, have them write about it, and I mean, really, the teacher can do what they want with the dialogue or the data, afterwards. Wow. But this is just a way to have them open up, right? The inner city kids in Baltimore, like they are like traumatized by normalcy. Right. So what I do is I take a picture, I stop time and let you see what's really going on. So when they look at these pictures, like they're like, wow, I walk past this every day, and it might bring up a situation, right, that happened to them in their life, and it might make their teacher more empathetic to what they're going through that they didn't know that they were going through because they didn't have a reason to open up. So it's just a way to collect data on their students and help them better help them.
So it's learning for the students to be able to express themselves, but it's also learning for the teachers as well.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And because, in some instances, the teachers might not have those experience of the students, and this is the way that they can kind of, hopefully relate to them. That's what I'm kind of seeing how this plays out.
That's exactly right. I'm like, I started I was granted the opportunity through writers in Baltimore schools to go into a middle school and apply my curriculum. Okay. Today was the second day, and it's a Caucasian woman that teaches with me. Okay. And she hasn't been, I'm gonna say she hasn't grown up in the same elements that me and these students have. Right. So she can't really relate. So like the first day we split the kids up, and I'm over here having fun with my kids, and her kids are over there wondering, like, wow, we're having so much fun. So we ended up bringing all of them together.
All together, right.
After the class, she was like, the other teacher was like, you connect so well with them. And I just wanted to say that's because I am them.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what they're
exactly.
going through. Like, I know exactly what they're going through. Right. And they can feel that. One of the little boys said today that one of the things that he can do really well is tell whether somebody's real or fake. Okay. Mm-hmm. And he calls me every day. So it's like they have to be comfortable with you in order to open up to you. That's right. I'm not here to tell them what to do. I'm here to be a conduit to help them be the greatest people that they can possibly be. Right. That's awesome. Use my resources to do that.
That is awesome.
It's working, and I've been like recording it just so that I can kind of like show you exactly how it's working. I can tell you all day, but if you see it, you'll really understand. Right,
and that's what I was going to ask you. Do you have this recorded so people can see it in action? Because exactly what you said, you have to really see it and see the impact of it to really get how it works.
Yeah, I mean, just the kids stories alone, that'll get you. That'll get you right there. Like the things that these 13, 12-year-olds go through,
Right.
no 12 or 13-year-olds should go through, and it's like nothing to them. Like it's nothing to them because it's so normal. Like so, I just want to show them that it is a normalcy for us,
right,
but we can still make it through it. We can still have good times within it. And we can still be positive. We can still help people. We can still, be pillars of the community. So, and they see me, somebody who's real, somebody that they can touch, somebody they can call, and I'm on a successful level, as far as Baltimore is concerned.
Right.
So, it's just a recipe for greatness.
That's
right. I just can't wait until we can get really into it.
Yeah, they see that example. It's funny that we watched this show called The Chi. I don't know if you've ever seen The Chi.
I did.
Okay.
I did. I saw the first episode. Good.
Yeah, please continue to watch it because it is awesome, and it really kind of speaks to exactly what you're saying. Even though the individuals in the show are going through, things that, and they're kids in the show, which I love the kids, that go through these things, but they're people. There's people behind all of the things you hear on the news or you might see that love, laugh, and live, good lives. So it's very similar to what you're kind of describing.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
One thing in reference to your book. How long did it take you to get the book published? And what was that process like for you?
Well, it was about a 6-month process. The longest process was me trying to figure out which quotes I wanted to use. Okay. I already, all of the pictures that that are in the book, I've taken a long time ago. So. Okay. I already had that, so I picked the pictures that I wanted to use, and I don't have many words in it, so that's not going to be a long process. Okay. I got D. Watkins. He's a very popular writer. He wrote my preface. Okay. And that didn't take him that long. It was a fairly easy process. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, that's great. I have a really good team, and I just trusted them to do everything that they had to do, and I put it out. Right. Now, what do you have any? What's some upcoming events that you have that people can kind of be on the lookout for? I'm going to be a speaker at Light City. It's a annual event that comes to Baltimore. They basically put like thousands of light shows along the harbor and different areas in Baltimore City, and then they have labs every day around that. Okay. So they have like a tech lab, an art lab, a food lab, different labs that, people can come out and hear. And I'm a part of the art lab. Oh, okay. Nice. My friend Aaron Meaden. So, and as far as, now that you're describing the book, it's like a workbook. So where do you see yourself taking, your book and the method of reaching out to schools? Where do you see that going, and how big are you dreaming with this? I would love for the book to be in like schools everywhere. Like, it's because I feel like it's a really good tool for teachers to kind of like be creative and get to learn their students. Aside from schools, like I feel like once one school picks it up, it'll kind of like have a ripple effect. That's right. So that's what I'm kind of hoping, and my speaking engagements, I hope that somebody will hear me and want to implement it into their program. But aside from the education system, I'm also working with a mental health clinic to kind of like model a workbook for their clients off of the model of my book. Wow. So I'm actually in phase 3 of that right now. We had a doctor come in and assess like 250 of my images to see the best 50 of them that will help patients. And she went through how to assess the patients based off of what they say about these images. So that's really like that's like my mission right now to
Right.
see, you know, if the book can help mental health patients.
Right. It's kind of like, art therapy, when you have the students actually, make it's usually with younger students, you have them draw, and art therapy
Hello?
yeah, I'm still here. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay. It's similar to art therapy in that, except they're reacting to an image that they see as opposed to creating an image, which is very interesting.
you. Yeah, and that's exactly what the doctor said.
So where can people pick up your book? I'm going to put some contact information up for individuals, but how can people reach out to you, and how can they pick up your book?
You can reach out to me via Instagram, Facebook. I'm Nice Shot Kyle on Instagram. I'm Kyle Nice Shot Pompey on Facebook. Or you can email me, kylepompey@gmail.com. And you can get the book on Amazon. Just search Perspective Baltimore and it should pop up.
Okay. And you also, provide photos for people for events and things like that. Can people reach you through those means for that service as well?
Yes. Please do kylepompey@gmail.com.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you so much for being a guest on Conversations with Verdel Jones. I'm so happy that we were able to connect. My good friend, my best friend, Ruth Shirley, kind of introduced us and made the connection, and I'm happy that she did. She said you were an awesome person, and she was right. She loves you, by the way.
She's awesome. Like I don't think I've ever connected with someone so quick.
Right.
Like we have a lot in common. Like her name's Ruth. Both of my grandmother's names were Ruth.
Oh wow.
And she has Long Island in common. I have family in Long Island.
Okay.
So my mother and my mother's side of the family is from Hempstead. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Wow. Yeah, she had nothing but great things to say about you, and I was so excited to be able to speak to you. And thank you so much for sharing that information about your book, Perspective Baltimore. I see a Perspective New York, Perspective Chicago, Perspective Philly. I think it's just a wonderful tool to work with students. And then you have the arts thrown in there as well, but you're also addressing some issues and having them express themselves. So really kudos for you on developing such a tool.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. And you had some great questions. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So, Kyle, thanks again. And I want to thank everybody for watching Conversations with Verdel Jones. Have a good night.